So what I've tried to do in the same document, I have tried to put the meaning. So I've like these are phrases that are formed, which gives out the meaning. And while the meaning is explained, the word that associates to that meaning is also indicated, the Sanskritam word. That is, so Manikya Veenam Upalalayanti Madalasam Manjula Vagvilasam Mahendra Neela Dyuti Komalangi Matanga Kanya Manasasmaram. I meditate with all my heart, Manasasmarami, on the daughter Kanyam of Matanga, um, um, of of the daughter of Matanga, who gently caresses Upalalayanti her Veena, Manikya Veena, which is studded with rubies, and who is Alasam, Madalasam, because of the Mada. She is in an intoxicated state, and her movement is slow. Whose play of words, Vagvilasam, is charming, Manjula, whose body, Angim, Komalangim, she's got a soft body, and resplendent like Mahendra Neela, Dyuti Komalangi, Mahendra Neela, Dyuti Komalangi, Matanga Kanyam, Manasa Smarami. I think about this mother who is holding the veena and who is in an intoxicated state. Okay. Then we go to Chaturbhuje Chandrakalavatams Kuchonate Kunkuma Ragashone Pundarekshu Pashankusha Pushpabana Haste Namaste Jagadeka Mataha. So she has got 4 hands. Chaturbhuje, she's got a Chandrakala. She's got the moon as her crest. Avatamse, she has got raised breasts. Unnate, which indicates a person of a high class, high society. And then she is one with a her complexion is reddish in color. Sindurarana Vigraham. So like that, Raga Shone. What Raga Shone? Kunkuma Raga Shone. She's red in color like the Kunkuma color. And she's holding Pundraekshu Pasha Ankusha Pushpa Bana Haste. So she's got the 4 Raga Swarupa Pashadhya Krodhakara Ankushojvala Manorupekshu Kodanda Panchatan Matra Sayaka. So she's got these 4 arms with these 4 objects. O Mother Jagadeka Mataha, I bow down to you. Namaste. Mata Marakata Shyama Matangi Madashalini Kuryat Kataksham Kalyani Kadamba Vanavasini. Now we are calling her as the dark goddess, Mata Marakata Shyama, dark emerald color. Who is the daughter? Matanga Kanya is Matangi. Who is Madashalini, who's in a constant joy. Auspicious Kalyani, Kadamba Vanavasini, resides in the Kadamba forest and glances her, gives a glance, side glance, Kataksham Kuryat, give me a side glance, Kataksham Kuryat, O Matanga, O Matangi, give a side glance or what is this called in Tamil? Kadaikkan Parvai. Kadaikkan Parvai. Right. Thank you. Right. So what has happened? The first 2 verses, we are visualizing the form of Devi. And then the next verse, we are seeking that may that grace, auspicious form be graced upon us. May I be worthy of receiving that grace. Then Jaya Matangatane, Jaya Nilotpaladyute, Jaya Sangeeta Rasike, Jaya Leela Shukapriye. So we are glorifying her. O Matangatanaye, O Matanga Muni's daughter, Matanga Kanya. Victory to you, victory to your the Nilotpaladyute, one who's shining like the blue lily. Glory to the one who is the Rasika of Sangeeta. Glory to the one who's playing with that parrot, Shuka. So by glorifying her, we are becoming worthy of receiving grace. The moment you glorify somebody, you are focusing on their gunas, sadgunas. So the moment you glorify somebody, you're focusing, your mind is focusing on the sadgunas and you receive that grace. You become, it opens up a channel for you to receive that grace. So this is the dhyanam that we did on Devi, the first 4 dhyana shlokas. Then we went into the first Dandaka. Now, dhyana shloka in this case, as I said earlier, it could have been that um, Kalidasa composed it earlier, which means he's composed it in this form, in this sequence, or he could have done the dhyana shloka later also, or somehow it could have been added later. Because it's possible that the moment he saw Devi, he could have seen these things, and then the first thing that comes to his mind is her form, the way she is seated, the way she is, and all that. Because he is Kalidasa, he was a, in a way, he is an upasaka of Kali at that time, but she gave him the darshan in the form of Matangi, Raja Shyamala. And then he goes on, starts with describing her place of residence, where she is living, and then starts describing her form part by part. So the first one is Jaya Janani Sudha Samudrantar Udyan Manidvipa Samrudha Bilvatavi Madhya Kalpadruma Kalpa Kadamba Kantara Vasapriye Kritti Vasapriye Sarvaloka Priye. So she is the mother, the divine mother of the world, who is right in the center of the Kadamba, for a tree, a forest, Kantara of Kadamba trees, which has wish fulfilling Kalpadruma as its decoration, Akalpa. Right in the center of the forest are Bilvatavi, Bilva trees, and from that in the middle has sprung an island, and this has sprung in an island. This whole tree forest is sprung in an island, which is Manidvipa, and that has sprung from where? From Sudha Samudrantar Udyan. It is Udyan, it is risen from the Sudha Samudra, which is the nectar, ocean of nectar. So that is where she is residing. To such a mother I bow down. Beloved, who is the beloved Kritivasa Priya, beloved of Shiva, Sarva Loka Priya, loved by everybody. Or everybody loves her, or she loves everyone. Right? And so this is the first verse. Then second verse is Sadara Rabdha Sangeeta Sambhavana Sambramalola Nipasraga Baddha Chuli Sanathatrike Sanumat Putrike. It is about her braid. So the way she has tied her braid. So first now the location where Devi is to be found in the Manidvipa, middle of the Manidvipa. And then now you look at her and then it starts with the hair. So how her hair is tied, and there is a chuli, and the chuli is shaking when she is listening to beautiful music that has been initiated in her praise or in her glory. It is as though someone is singing in her praise, and as they are singing in her praise, she is listening to that and enjoying that. And at that, when she's enjoying, her chuli is moving, right? It is alola, it is oscillating. This is the visualization of Devi with her hair braid. Then Shekhari Bhuta Sita Shitamshu Rekha Mayukhavali Baddha Susnigdha Nilalaka Shreni Shangarite Loka Sambhavite. So now it is her hair locks. This is dark in color, and the bright rays from her the crest moon that is she's got, Shekhari Bhuta. From that, the light falls on her hair, and it looks like the hair is shining, right? And the whole the shine that is there in the hair is because of the moon that she is carrying on her crest. Kamalila dhanu sannibha bhrulata pushpa sandoha sandeha krillocane vaksudhasechane. Now it comes down to the eyes. Okay? From the hair, now you bring the focus or attention to the eyes. And her eyes are how? Her eyes are like the beautiful flowers that have blossomed under the creeper like eyebrows. So eyebrows are like beautiful creeper, Brulata. Under that, there are eyes that have blossomed, which are flowers. Flowers are those eyes that are under the eyebrows. And what are those eyebrows? These eyebrows are Kamadeva's Leela Dhanu, which means it is this that Kamadeva uses as his bow to attract and raise desires and love and amorous feelings in people. Kamadeva uses this. What does it mean Kamadeva uses this? Means that those eyes or those eyebrows are so beautiful that just by looking at them, it creates that kind of experience and feeling in one's hearts and minds, right? And this, the flowers there is, those are actually eyes, but it is raising a doubt. Are they flowers or are they eyes? Sandeha, sandoha. Sandoha, sandeha, pushpa sandoha. It is like collection of flowers. It creates that kind of a sense. Then charugo rochana panka leli panka keli lalama bhirame surame rame. Now he comes down to the, or rather not comes down, he goes a little up to the forehead where she sports this tilaka. This tilaka is made up of gorochana. It is a certain part of the cow, some this thing from within the cow, cow's udder, I think. It's used as a paste, like a sand, and that is the sand that she's used to decorate her forehead. Kasturi tilaka, right? In Lalita Sahasranama, it's referred to as Kasturi tilaka. Now she's used that in the lalama in the forehead, and that looks so beautiful. And here she is referred to as Rame, as Lakshmi herself, because here the moment you look at that tilaka, there is this sense of auspiciousness. In the previous one, you look at her eyes and eyebrow, there is this desire and love that rises in your heart. But with that love, it is not the mere physical love or lust. It is an auspicious kind of love, which is why she is also Lakshmi. She brings Shrihi, auspiciousness. प्रोल्लसद्वालिका मौक्तिक श्रेणिका चंद्रिका मंडलोद्भासी लावण्य गंडस्थलन्यस्त कस्तूरिका पत्र रेखा समुद्भूत सौरभ्य संभ्रांत भृंगांगना गीत सांद्री भवन मंद्र तंत्रीस्वरे सुस्वरे भास्वरे. This is a very beautiful explanation, the way he gives about the cheeks. Okay, the focus here is on the cheeks. Gandasthala. Now what he says is, there is a sound that one hears when you come in close proximity of Devi. Mandra Tantri, which means a very low octave tone. I can't do that. There are people who can really go low in their octave in their voices. So that low hum, that om, that low sound that comes from the Nabhi, that kind of a sound, you hear naturally besides her, it says. Mandra Tantri Sware. Tantri is essentially the Veena. It is as though a very low octave Veena is being played, but she is not playing the Veena. He is not playing the Veena. Where is the sound coming from? The sound is coming from the bees that are accumulating and they're coming together around her cheeks. Why? Okay, so the bees are coming, and the bees by nature, they make this humming sound, right? Because of they flap their wings, and the way they come, they make this humming sound. And when they're coming close to her cheeks, they're concentrated there so much that this humming sound sounds like she's playing the veena or somebody is playing the veena there. So why are these bees coming there? The bees are coming there because they are getting sambhranta. So Bhrangangana Gita is the sound or the music of the bees. But how do the bees come there, and why are they coming? Because they're getting sambhranta. They're getting distracted or disoriented from where they were going. They were possibly, the bees are going in search of their food, in search of nectar into different flowers and all that. But because Kasturika Patra, there is this Kasturika Patra that is applied on her cheeks, on her lovely cheeks, the Saurabhya, the beautiful fragrance that is coming from that, is making the bees go sambhranta, making the bees go disoriented, and they end up അവൾ അറിയാമയെ without their conscious um, uh, you know conscious effort, they're automatically getting drawn to this place where there is Devi's Kasturika Patra applied on her cheeks, and there they're just coming together because they're thinking there is nectar that is found there. Okay, so because of that, they feel that maybe there is nectar that is found here, and they're getting drawn to this. They probably figured out, or somewhere in they're driven by sensory perception only, right? Bees, animals, insects, they go by their five sense or whatever sensory perceptions. Their senses tell that this that you see, this the cheek that is there of Devi's is far more joyful, and you will get the nectar than the flowers that you're going towards. So they end up coming here, and they're also lighted up. Bees and some of these insects also have the ability to sense light. How are they lighted up? Udbhasi, by the Chandrika Mandala of the pearls, Mauktika Shreni, which means the pearls that she is wearing in her eardrops. Those pearls are reflecting, they're throwing light, Chandrika, like the beautiful moonlight, on the cheeks, which has this Kasturika Patra applied by Devi. Okay, so what is happening here? They're attracted both by light and by smell, and they're getting drawn to this particular cheeks. Hence the sound of the tantri of the mantra swara or mantra sthai. Vallaki vadana prakriyalola tali dalabadha tatanka bhusha visheshanvite siddha sammanite. Now he's talking about the ear ornaments. Tatanka bhusha. It is made up of tali dalabadha, palm leaves, and they're oscillating alola while she is playing her veena. Vallaki vadana, when she's playing prakriya, tada, at that time, when she's playing the veena, at that time, her head is also moving. Chuli sanathatrike, we saw in the previous one. Her head is, the chuli is also moving. The palm leaves, tatanka bhusha, the tatanka that she's wearing, made up of palm leaves, that is also shaking. And this is the sight that the siddhas or the sadhakas want. They find this endearing, and they long to see this. Siddha Sammanite, she is adored and worshipped by the siddhas. Divyahala madodvela hela lasachakshurandolana Shri Samakshiptas Karnaika Nilotpale Shyamale. Now it goes down to the ears. He's saying her ears are like the lotus flowers. Nilotpale, Eka Nilotpale. And it is surpasses what the and then the eyes, Andolana Shri Chakshu, her oscillating eyes, which are dancing with the Hela, with the Hela means with the joy overflowing from the Mada, that she is already Madalasa, Manjula Vagvilasam, we saw she is intoxicated. From that, the eyes are dancing. And this surpasses the beauty of the so the ears that she has surpasses the beauty of the Nilotpala, or the dark or the blue lilies. Right? O Shyamale, Purita Shesha Lokabhivancha Phale Shri Phale. She is the one who bestows Shrihi, auspiciousness, all kinds of material, bhoga and moksha. Bhogadayini, mokshadayini, swarga, apavargadayai namaha. She gives you both. All forms of auspiciousness she gives you. She is vancha phale. She gives you the fruits of your desires in the right proportion. Abhivancha phale. Sweda bindulasat phala lavanya nishyanda sandoha sandeha krinnasika moktike sarva vishwatmike sarva siddhyatmike kalike. Now it is about the nose pearl. I'm saying the nose pearl creates a doubt as though this pearl is the Lavanya beauty that has come down from her Sweda Bindu, from the sweat of her brow, from the sweat. There is when there is a sweat, there is a sweat drop, and there is a luster of that sweat drop, and that sweat drop has come down. The luster, not the sweat drop. Sweat drop has not come down. The luster or the shine of that sweat drop has come down, and it has collected itself around the nose like a beautiful nose pearl, and the brightness and the beauty of the nose pearl is experienced there. And she is the form of Kali. Sarva Siddhyatmike. In this form, when I meditate upon her, she offers me everything, all my desires and all my wishes, and also gives me Sarva Siddhi, all forms of Siddhi, Ashtama Siddhi, Anima Siddhi, Lagima Siddhi, Mahima Siddhi, Ishitu Siddhi, Pashitu Siddhi, Prakami Siddhi, Bhukti Siddhi, Ichha Siddhi, Sarvakama Siddhi. So she gives me all forms of Siddhis, and she is Kalike. She is that form of Kali. She is time. She is all time. मुग्धमन्दस्मितोदार वक्त्रस्फुरत्पूग ताम्बूल कर्पूर खंडोत्करे ज्ञान मुद्राकरे सर्व संपत्करे पद्म भास्वत्करे श्रीकरे. Her mouth vaktra with a gentle smile, mandasmita, is in the shape of it's got a beautiful shape. Mandasmita udara, and there is a beautiful fragrance that is coming out from there. And the fragrance is of what? Of the betel leaf, tambula, puga, karpura khanda, all of this mixed together when she's chewing the tambula. And casuala okanda, she's just casual. See, when you chew, always notice when somebody is having pan or tambula, they will not have it in a hurry. They'll have it only when they're relaxing mentally, and they're, because if you have a pan in hurry, you might end up biting your tongue. Okay. High probability you'll bite your tongue, and you'll not know if the red color is of your tongue blood or if the red color from the Vetala pak. Okay. So it is always done in leisure. It is always done with a sense of relaxing, calm, peace, joy. So she is doing that, and she is casuala in a jnana mudra. So she's in a very relaxed mood. Even at work, when you go to the boss, when he's very relaxed, it's high possibility that all your desires are fulfilled. So you should always look for that time when he's in a joyful and a relaxed mood, right? That is why a lot of people take their bosses to parties and get them food and drinks and all that. Because you get the boss into a relaxed mood, takkanapu, you get your bonus signed, you get your vacations signed and all that. So she is in that state of joy where she is having tambula, karpura, karpura khanda, all of this with the puga and tambula, and her hand is raised in a jnana mudra kare. And this is when we quickly ask her for jnanam, right? She is also giving sarva sampat kare. She also gives all forms of sampatti, all forms of wealth. She will give, see, wealth is all forms, right? Material wealth, physical wealth, health is also wealth, mental health, emotional health, and also jnana mudra kare. So we quickly go and receive jnana or understanding from her when our hands are in that form of beauty and joy. Right? We quickly go and receive that from Devi. Kunda pushpadyuti snigdha dantavali nirmal alola kallola sammela nasmera shonadhare charu veenadhare pakva bimbadhare. So from the beautiful mouth, we are looking at the lips of Devi, where Devi's lips are hiding rows of teeth. And how are these teeth? The teeth are white in color and they look like white waves. Okay? They are resplendent, snigdha, and these teeth are like these rows of teeth that are white in color. Snigdha dyuti, kunda pushpa, like the jasmine flower. And her lips are what? Her lips are beautiful red in color. Why? Because she has had puga tambula khandotkare. Pula Tambula, Karpura Khanda. She's had all of this, and her lips are beautiful red in color, and she's in the joy of Madalasa. She's sitting there, she's giving Jnanam. She's giving Jnana, wisdom, knowledge, Sarva Sampat, everything she's giving, and she's smiling with her beautiful red colored lips. And we look at her and we sit there and we enjoy and immerse ourselves in that joy. Right? Immerse ourselves in that joy and just be in that presence. Right? And she gives what her lips resemble pakwa bimba, which means it's ripened bimba fruit, which means the joy that she's experiencing is ripened when, and as a sadhaka we sit in her presence, we are experiencing that complete joy and complete ecstasy, which is complete in itself. It's pakwa, it is ripened. There is no further aspiration or desire or anything that you want. What are you asking there? Mother, let me just experience this joy and continue to be in this presence and this joy. Then he goes down. He goes down to explain, Kalidasa goes down to explain her neck, which is like a beautiful conch. Sulalitanava Yauvanarambha Chandrodvayodvela Lavanya Dugdharnava Virbhavat Kambuk Vimbhotkare Kambu Bimbo Kabrit Kandhare Satkala Mandire Manthare. A beautiful conch like neck, which is there, which is like with the conch which has come from the Dugdharnava, from a milky ocean. The conch is so beautiful, white in color, and it appears like it has come from the, and the Dugdharnava has come from the Chandrodaya, from the moon, rising moon, beautiful rising moon, and Nava Yauvana, which means it's freshly risen moon. The color of that is the color of her neck, and she is the mother of all kinds of arts. Satkala Mandire. Why? Because the throat or the Vishuddhi Chakra is symbol or the place from where all kinds of arts rises from. Be it fine arts, be it performing arts, be it visual arts, whatever kind of arts that we think of. The 64 arts, all the Arvattinala Kalaigal, all of that arise from her kambuk, from her throat, right? It is her blessing from there. And she is one with a manthare, a slow gait. She walks gently. She is in no hurry. She is not trying to go anywhere. She is here to stay. Right? Like in Sri Suktam, we say, Anang Hiranyavarnam Harinim Suvarnarajatasrajam Chandram Hiranmayim Lakshmim Hatavedo Mahatma Lakshmim Anapagaminim. Oh Lakshmi, you don't go. Anapagaminim. Don't go away. The one Lakshmi that doesn't go away. Anapagaminim. Stay with me. Lakshmim Anapagaminim. So she is here, moving at a slow pace, taking us along. Divya Ratna Prabhabandhura Channa Haradi Bhusha Samudyotamanana Vadyamshu Shobhe Shubhe. Now her limbs, he's coming down from the throat or the neck to the limbs, which are flawless, which themselves are illuminated because of the ornaments that she is wearing, the haradi, and the limbs are themselves looking so beautiful. Shobhe Shubhe. Ratna Keyura Rashmi Chata Pallava Prollasad Dorlata Rajite Yogi Bhif Pujite. And the arms, the whole limb has arms, wrist, hand, etc. Right? The arms are shining. Shining how? She is wearing Ratna Keyura. She is wearing armlets which are studded with Ratna. And there is beautiful rays that are coming out. Rashmi Chata Pallava. And when you look at the arms themselves are worthy of worship. The yogis meditate upon the arms, and the arms themselves are so beautiful that the yogis just look at the arms and meditate. Like I told you, if you remember, of my guru's feet, when we fell at his feet felt like lotus or some petals of some flower. So imagine, so soft and so gentle and so tender. The arms are and the limbs are so tender. They themselves are worthy of worship and just being meditated upon. Yogi bhif pujite. Vishwading Mandala Vyaptamanikya Tejaspurat Kankanalankrite Vibhralmalankrite Sadhubhis Satkrite. Now she's wearing bangles in her wrist, and those bangles are shining and they're spreading Vyapta. The bangles have Manikya Tejaha, it has the beauty of Manikyam, ruby gems, and they are spreading the brightness in all directions. Sarvading Mandala, Vishwading Mandala, in all directions. No direction is devoid of Devi's grace. No place is devoid of Devi's grace. No time is devoid of Devi's grace. And she is one who is alankrite in this way. She's completely adorned, embellished in this way, gracefully. She doesn't overdo her ornamentation, she doesn't underdo. The amount of ornamentation is so beautiful, so graceful, Vibhrama, just the right amount, such that your mind does not get distracted. When you look at her, you don't feel, ayyo, ivlo jasti iruken or kammiya iruken. Just feels the right amount so that your mind is able to absorb itself in that form and go beyond. And she is now also not just the yogis who are accomplished, or the yogis who are in dhyana, samadhi. She is also preyed upon or worshipped by the siddhas, who are the accomplished ones, and also the sadhus and the sadhakas, the one who are sadhakas who are also yearning, wanting to have that state of bliss and oneness with her. They also meditate upon her. So the siddhas also meditate, the sadhakas also meditate upon her. वासरारंभवेला समुज्रंभमानारविंद प्रतिद्वंद्वी पाणिद्वये संतदोद्यद्दये अद्वये. The pair of hands are so beautiful that they appear like the lotus. The samujrambhamana aravinda, the lotuses that have blossomed in the morning. Her hands, panidvaye, both the hands seem to be in rivalry with the beauty of the lotus, which means there is this, the lotus is saying, I'm beautiful, the hands appear to be even more beautiful. So the lotuses are falling low, they're feeling shameful in front of Devi's arms, or Devi's hands, which are so beautiful, which again, going back to my guru's feet, I said, the feeling of that beautiful flower petal lotus feeling in a human organ or a human limb can be felt. What about Devi's limbs, Devi's arms and wrist and hands? And she is one without a second. She is Advaye, which means there is no one equal to her, Advaye, or she is one and only, the one and only Advaye. There is nobody else besides her. There is no one equal to her. Is one way of looking at it. And the other way to look at it is no one else besides her. There is only she, only her. Only her existence is there. Like Kabir puts it, the Saint Kabir says, Jab mai hu, Hari nahi. Jab Hari hai, mai nahi. When I am there, Hari, Lord is not there. Why? Because I am there. When I am not there, who exists? Hari alone, God alone, Devi alone, Matangi, Raja Shyamala. She alone exists. Advaye. Divya Ratnormika Didhiti Stoma Sandhyaya Mananguli Pallavotyana Kendu Prabha Mandale Sannuta Khandale Chit Prabha Mandale Prollasat Kundale. Her nails are so beautiful. They resemble the Anguli Pallava. The Anguli, the nails resemble the moon, which have and the fingers look like, or the nails themselves look like Anguli Pallava, means it's the sprouts, fingers sprouting from her hands, and the fingers themselves are reddish in color, and because of which the nails also carry that reddish color. And that reddish color is coming from where? Divya Ratna Urmika. Her fingers have the beautiful jewels, or the Divya Ratna, studded with gems, divine rings that she's wearing, Urmika. And from that, the light is appearing on her fingers, like her fingers have mehendi, the Mardani. And from that, the finger nails also appear reddish in color, as though it is sprouted from the finger. And this is Chit Prabha Mandale. This we meditate upon, and our minds are filled with this color, and our consciousness is filled with this. O one who has got beautiful shining earrings, shining Prollasat Kundale. Why Kundala? Because the shine of the Kundala and the shine of her earrings, the shine of the necklaces, the shine of the tilaka on her forehead, the shine of the nose ring, all of these shines fill our Chit Prabha, our Chitta, our consciousness is filled with this. The whole mandala feels glowing and completely filled with Devi's light and brightness. तारकाराजिनीकाश हारावली स्मेर चारुस्तना भोग भारान मन्मध्यवल्ली बलिच्छेद वीची समुद्यत समुल्लास संदर्शिताकार सौंदर्य रत्नाकरे वल्लकी भृत करे किंकर श्री करे. The waist, her waist is bent. Why? Because of the beautiful breasts that she has, which are heavy. Why is it heavy? Because she has to nourish the whole universe. Not just us, not just human beings, not just men, not just women, not just children, not just animals, not just birds, worms, creatures, everything, the other lokas, the kinnaras, the yakshas, the gandharvas, the daityas, the asuras, the rakshasas, everybody, she is the one who's nourishing. So her breasts are large and the breasts are filled with nourishment. Because of that, the waist is bending. And when the waist bends, it forms three lines. And those three lines look like waves that are moving and emerging. Samudyat, samullasa. When it rises, the waves are rising. It gives us a lot of joy. Why joy? Because it gives us joy that there is Devi, there is Mother, always taking care of me wherever we go. Right? If Devi decides we need to get something, there is nobody who can stop us from getting it. And that joy, that complete confidence gives us ullasa, samullasa. And that samudyat samullasa is, it is rising like waves. That ullasa is rising like waves, saundarya lahari, by looking at the waves in her waist. And who is she blessing? Kinkara. Kinkara is her devotees, the ones who are always willing to do kainkaryam for her. She's blessing them with Shrihi, auspiciousness, joy, bliss. He makumbhopamo tunga vakshoja bharavanamre trilokavanamre. So her breasts, which are like golden pots, make the waist bend. And looking at this, the whole world bends down in worshipful attitude to her. Why? Because she is carrying the weight of nourishment. She is carrying the burden of nourishment of the whole universe, the whole 14 lokas. Chaturdasha lokas, she is carrying the bhara of nourishing everybody. Right? And to that we bow down. The whole three worlds bow down to her. Trilokavanambre. Lasat vritta gambhira nabhi sarastira shaivala shankakara shyama romavali bhushane manju sambhashane. The beautiful navel or the nabhi, there is a cavity there, and that looks like it is deep, and it looks like the hair around the nabhi looks like the moss that grows around the sarastira, around the banks of a beautiful river, and this resembles that. And these hairs are so, the hair that grows there, so charming, so fine, so tender, that gives a beautiful sensation of that there is a pond there, and there is and she is appearing so beautiful, and she is the nourisher again, because she is not just the nourisher, she is also the creator. She is the creator, she is the nourisher. Shri Mata, Shri Maharagni, Shri Mat Simhasaneshwari. She is also the destroyer, Kalike. And as the creator from the Nabhi, we are all born from mother's Nabhi, from mother's womb. So that is this beautiful Nabhi that she has, from which we are all born. Charu Sinchat Kati Sutra Nirbhat Sitananga Leela Dhanus Sinchini Dambare Divya Ratnambare. We'll just take a few more minutes and finish the last two. She is having a waistband which is Kati Sutra, like the Arana Kair, which is usually tied so that you don't get drishti. You tie it around kids and small babies so that the babies don't get uh, wrong drishti falling on them. Right? In the same way, baby is wearing a beautiful Kati Sutra. But the Kati Sutra is like Kama Ananga Leela Dhano. It is as though the beauty of that waistband is in comparison to Kamadeva's Leela Dhanus bowstring Sinchini. The bowstring of Kamadhenu, not Kamadhenu, Kamadeva, his bowstring is far lesser attractive than the Kati Sutra of Devi. Which means looking at Devi's Kati Sutra, it arouses desires, love, and all of that within me. And Kamadeva's bowstring completely falls short of its luster there. So, which means I don't need. Kamadeva is known to arise amorous feelings, lust in us. Kalidasa is saying, don't go in that direction. Look at Devi herself. All that you need is available here. Why are you getting distracted by Kamadeva or other devatas? Devi herself is offering everything to you. She gives you Swarga, Apavarga, both. Bhoga, Moksha, both. She will give you. Padma Ragolasan Mekhala Moktika Shroni Shobhajita Swarna Bhubhrit Tale Chandrikashi Tale. And on the same hip, which has the Kati Sutra, she also has this Mekhala, the girdle. Udyanam. She's also wearing an Udyanam, which the hip itself is like the plateau of the Meru Parvata, the golden Meru Parvata, Swarna Bhubhrit. Why? She has that much amount of space. So the structure of Devi's hip is able to carry a large girdle or a large Udyanam, and the golden color of the Udyanam is appearing on the hip. It's reflecting on the hip as golden color, and it looks like the plateau of the golden Meru Parvata. And such beauty in the hips of Devi. Why again? Why is she carrying a large hip? Because she is Srimat Simhasaneshwari. She is the one who's the empress. She's established. She is the one who gives rise to everything, and she is the one who's established in her throne, in her Simhasana. In her Simhasana, she is seated as this grand empress and established in her form, and hence the waist that holds the whole structure of Devi to give us this grace, right? Padma Ragollasan Mekhala Moktika Shroni Shobha Chitaswarna Bhubhrittale Chandrikashi Tale. So we have seen Devi's full form from her Dhyana Shloka all the way to Devi's hip. Right? So we have covered two kutas, the Vagbhava Kuta and the Madhyama Kuta, which is the face. Trikuta, she's got three kutas, right? All of us have three kutas, but when we describe Devi, she's always described as the head to the chin or the throat or the neck, then below that to the waist, and then from there underneath is the Shakti Kuta, right? So then we will see the form of Devi below the waist in the third Dandakam from next week onwards. Okay. So this is how Kalidasa takes us through a beautiful visual journey of Devi's form. And as I was saying, if we can take the if someone can take the effort to kind of map these shlokas to those form of Devi, it'll be very beautiful. And as we keep chanting this, and what I've tried to highlight the specific organ of Devi for each of this verse. so that our mind kind of stations are still there when we are chanting that, and we are able to absorb the meaning more and more as we keep chanting this. Okay. So that is the first and the second Dandaka. Om Kayena Vacha Manasendriyirva Buddhyatmana va Prakate Subhavat Karomi Yatyat Sakalam Parasmai Narayanayeti Samarpayami Sadashivayeti Samarpayami Jagadambikayeti Samarpayami Sadgunathayeti Samarpayami. Hari Om Satsagurubhyo Namaha. Gurudeva.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.